Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we will be going through a new OOPS concept which is data abstraction. Okay. Now before moving on in a coding approach, right? We should know what is data abstraction in real world, right? Now let's take for an example. You go and deposit money in a bank. Okay. Now you want to send it to someone else. You just deposit the money in the bank and the rest you mention to whom the money needs to be sent, right? Now whatever happens in between, you don't have to take care about that, right? Or let's say you have created an account and kept some money inside in it, okay, and after some time you are getting some amount of interest on that money, right? Now interest that is being calculated on the amount that you have that you have kept in your account, that is not to be taken care by you just keep the money in your account, and simply the bank take cares of the interest that needs to be calculated, right? So the thing that take place in the background, so that the user does not become too much burdened with the information, we hide some of the details in the background and just show whatever is required for the user to be taken care of. Okay, so like when you are taking money from the ATM, right? What you do, you just insert a card in the ATM and you enter your pin code. You don't know what is going on behind in that ATM, right? You don't know the process that is taking place, how the money is being sent, taken out of the ATM. You just enter your pin, you just insert your card, and you get the money how much you have required, right? The programming that is going on in the behind of the ATM, or in the background, the process that is being taken place, you don't need to know that to take the money, right? So these are the implementation details, or whatever important details that you don't need to know. It is kept in the background so that you are not burdened with the extra information. You just know the things that which are required. Okay, so we can implement those using private attributes or keyword. Okay, private attribute or methods, you can hide those things, and the only requirement which or the value that needs to be printed will be visible to you. Okay, so in Python we don't have a private keyword per se. We use double underscore to declare a private attribute or private method. Okay, so let's see, we have a class bank account. Okay, now what we are doing, we are initializing account holder and balance in a constructor. Now what you are doing means, let's say you are depositing some amount in your account, then what will happen, your balance will increase, right? Now this balance that is increasing, you don't need to know, right, how the amount is increasing in the background. You just see what is the balance that is in your account right now, right? So for that, what we are doing, whatever this process that we are having, or the money that you are depositing, the balance is kept in the private, right? Now what will happen, when you are withdrawing, you just enter the amount and the money is withdrawn, and the the difference means, let's say you have 1,000 rupees in your account and you withdraw 200. So in the in your account, it will show that you have 800 rupees. Now the subtraction that is taking place, it will not be visible to you, right? The in the background, the program, it will be programmed in such a way that you will only see the difference that is left, or the amount that is left in your account, and the background process, that is subtraction process, will not be visible to you. So for that only, what we will do, we will simply do subtraction, and the balance will always be in a private mode. Okay, only when you need to display the amount or the interest that is taking place, then we will be using for that only we will be using a public or the normal function. Okay, and let's see now what is happening. We are withdrawing the money and we are performing some processes. Okay, after that we need to get the balance. Okay, now this balance that we are having, it will return the balance that is left, right? Means whatever money you are depositing, the value will be getting added, and the value that you are withdrawing, then it will be subtracted from that. Now let's say you want to display the interest. Okay, so when you will be displaying the interest that is left, that is calculated on your amount or the balance that you have, so whatever process of the calculation of interest is going on, it will be in the background only. You will not need to know, right, how the interest is getting calculated. So we will keep this, like this function will be kept as private only, because you don't need to know what is going on there, right? And since the balance is also private, you only need to know what is the interest that is for, means whatever money that you have in your account, how much interest is implied, and you will simply display the interest, right? So in the, when we are trying to display anything, means let's say I am displaying the interest here, right? So for that, what I will do, I will not keep that function as private, and this value that is getting returned, right, after calculation of interest, I will store it in a normal variable only. I will not keep it in a private one. Okay, because if I keep it in a private way, I will not be able to, like, it will not be any useful, it will not be useful if I simply display a private variable, right? So what I will do, after calculation of interest, I will store it in a variable and I will display the interest. Okay, so let's see here what is happening. Now we have a bank account. Okay, a person, any person is having a bank account, and the amount that it has is 1000. Now what you are doing, you are depositing 500 more. Okay, so what will happen now, when you are depositing money, what will happen, the balance will increase from, first initially the account had 1000 rupees, right? So it will increase by 500 and the balance will become 1500. After that, when you are withdrawing, let's say as given there, you will withdraw 200 rupees. Then after that, what will happen, from 1500 the value 200 will be reduced and you will be seeing 1300. Now if you are trying to display the interest, or you are trying to access the interest, it will be a public method, and the value that will be printed will also be a public variable only, right? So you will simply print that interest. Now we will try to we will try to run this code, and we will see what are the outputs in the real time. So now let's run this code. We had created an object of the bank account where we had passed the name of the person with the balance, right, with the balance, and after that we deposited the money and the new balance became 1500, and after that when we withdrew 200, we got the new balance as 1300, right? Now what is happening, we are able to display the interest using this, right, using the display interest function. Now if I try to call this private method, let's try to create the object of it, we will see that we will be getting an error. Now see, we are trying to create the function of an attribute of an object which has no means attribute, means we are trying to invoke the function, okay, which does not have any attribute. Since this is a private function, that's why we are getting this error. Okay, now let's see, if I make this function as public and I print this here only. So now let's, okay, we need to remove this. So now since we are trying to like this call this function also, that's why it is showing error. Now let's run it again. So we are getting the interest from this function also. Okay, so we will only be able to create the object of a function or the method when it is a public method. Okay, you cannot create a function you cannot invoke a function using the object of a private method. Okay, it will show you an error because it will not share the attribute or the functionality that is going inside that private method. Okay, and you can only access whatever private variables you have or the private functions you have. This will only be accessible inside this class. Okay, you will not be able to create the object of that function. Okay, Now let's say, like in the previous ones, what we were able to do, we could means display the variables using the object, right? Now let's try to print the balance. Okay, so if I try to print the balance, account dot balance, let's see what we will get here. So we are getting a we are getting an error, right? Because the object means the system cannot find this, or the object cannot find this variable. Okay, why is this happening? Because this is a private variable. Okay, if it was not a private variable, now let's try to remove this. Okay, so what we are doing, we are simply removing it from the private. Now since the value is not private anymore, we are able to access this balance, right? So this is the difference between a public variable, a public method, and a private variable and a private method. Okay, so if you have if you have a condition where you need to only give access to the user for certain thing, and you need to hide the working of the code, so you can use these private variables and methods to do so. So this is the implementation of data abstraction. I hope I could help you out, or you learned something new from this video. And if you want to continue with me in this coding journey, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification, so you will be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.